Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are broadcasting to you live from the beautiful and picturesque southern shores of New York City, the one and only town without pity, Staten Island, New York. I'm Danny Chanod from Nobody Cares Sports Network, working with our friends at LocalLive.tv, welcoming you to Rivalry Week Continued. It's the St. Joseph by the Sea Vikings playing host to the more Catholic Mavericks. As I mentioned, I'm Danny Chanod. I'll be providing play-by-play for you this evening. Joining me later on in the booth for color commentary will be special guest Kevin Gumb out of Main Street Coffee. But right now we got to welcome our main man back to the booth from the Staten Island Advance, star in the community, the one and only James Speciale. James, welcome back, brother. How are you?
Wow, that's a rousing endorsement, pal. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, and looking forward to a good game here.
Great to have you here on this game here, James. We're moments away here from the national anthem, as well as a prayer to start us off here in this game, as they do here at this Catholic school on the sea. Our pregame show this evening is brought to you by our friends at Century Waste Services. When it comes to going for that extra yard, we want you to go with Century Waste. They're going green in everything they do, supporting the community. You like that little drop? It's got to, nobody cares anyway. But James, big game here tonight as we pause now for our nation's national anthem. Welcome back to the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. Our broadcast booth this afternoon is powered by our friends at Main Street Coffee. Danny Chanod on play-by-play, James Speciale working color commentary to start us off in this game. As we welcome you into the Century Waste pre-game show here, I had an opportunity to speak with both of the coaches before the start of this game, and I got to give a big thank you to Coach Stresser Baptiste, who always has so much to say. Here's Coach Stresser before the game.
All right, we're talking with head coach of the St. Joseph by the Sea Vikings, Stresser Baptiste. Coach, it is your final home game of the regular season. You got a formidable opponent here in the Moore Mavs. What do you got to do to defend the home turf today?
Hey, we're looking to keep it simple. Alignment, assignment, technique, football. Hone in on the fundamentals.
Coach, always short and sweet. We wish you the best of luck today, brother. Appreciate you. I got to tell you, nobody cares.
Had to tell him nobody cares, of course, always. He's a man of very few words. He gets paid the big bucks always and dedicates his time to doing more of the X's and O's on the field. As for Nick Giantasio of the Moore Mavs, let's hear from him and his keys to the game.
All right, we're talking with head coach of the Moore Catholic Mavericks, Nick Giantasio. Coach, you got a familiar foe on the road today against the Vikings. What do you got to do to walk out of here with the dub?
I think we need to execute on both sides of the ball. We've seen them on film, and they look, really good this year. And I think if we execute and win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, then I think we'll be okay. But this is a good team.
Yeah, game's got to be won in the trenches. I appreciate you, Coach. Good luck today. Nobody cares about it.
Well, as you can tell, it's pretty windy out here this afternoon as we tread into the early evening here in early October from what is known as Huguenot, Staten Island. The St. Joseph by the Sea Vikings come into today's matchup 3-2 overall on the season, and it's a heavyweight bout, as it's also the Moore Mavs who come in with an identical record of 3 wins and 2 losses overall. The Mavs looks like they have lost the toss and will receive as C has deferred, so it'll be the boys in all blue and white numbers to kick to the Mavs, who sport white tops with red pants and silver helmets. James, are you excited about this one or what?
I'm going to try to remain impartial, Dan, but of course, it's it's an all-island matchup. I mean, if you look at the Catholic School AA2 division, number 1, St. Joseph by the Sea. Number 2, Moore Catholic. They're both 2-1 in the division. I know you said they were 3-2 overall, but 2-1 in the division, which is the most important thing. So this could be possibly a home playoff game. There's only a few weeks left in the season, and a head-to-head matchup is going to be very crucial.
You know, I got to love when somebody knows what they're talking about, and I went into full-blown panic mode when I found out Kevin Gumb was late to the party, and you know me, I'm like Happy Gilmore with it. I hired people in the parking lot. Saw you, and I'm thankful you're here for kickoff, and so are all the people at home. It is 2 men back deep to receive for the Mavericks. A star-studded affair here on a Friday night, as this is really the only game in town of worthy notoriety on Friday Night Lights here in Staten Island. It's a bit of a squib kick, and we are officially underway. That ball's fielded at the 18-yard line, moving and grooving to the left, and now tackled quickly by a Viking. The Mavs will take over close to the 35-yard line.
Moore's been one of the top Catholic schools in the AA division for several years. St. Joseph by the Sea is a quick tidbit for you, Dan. St. Joseph by the Sea has never beaten Moore on the varsity level, so they got their work cut out for them again, but they're looking to break that streak tonight.
It's a run up the gut, and the Vikings defense stuffs it right there.
I believe that was Marco Damonte, defensive end, on the stop for C. It looks like a loss of 1 or 2 on the play. Moore is missing their all-everything running back, R.J. Pacheco, who went down a few games ago with I believe, an ankle injury. Don't know his status for the rest of the year, but he's one of the top running backs in the state.
More than an ankle, Pacheco unfortunately down with a ACL injury and is done for the season. Zay under pressure, rolling right, finally gets rid of it, and that ball incomplete. This is something that we can expect to see a lot of throughout the duration of this contest, because the Moore Mavericks, James, had a massive offensive line last year. A couple of kids aged out. They're on to play college football now. Tommy Z still back there as a team leader at quarterback, but always kind of shuffling around in the pocket to get his money has been his story so far this year.
Zay is a solid quarterback. He's only a sophomore. He did great as a freshman last year. And see what he can do against his Vikings team.
Working out of a gun, 3 wide receivers right. Zay moving up in the pocket, Laundry on the field. He keeps the ball past the first down marker close to midfield, but it looks like this one will be coming back. A hold against the Mavericks.
Yeah, you're going to get a hold on the right tackle right there. It looked like he was holding DeMonte, who made the big tackle for the loss on the first play, so you're going to get 3rd and long for the Mavericks.
Somewhat like Cameron Indoor Stadium here, as we are literally right next to the fans. I'm still trying to figure out what the theme is with the student section tonight. I see the C home section seems to be wearing they're ready to go to work. They got their lunch pail and their construction outfits on.
It looks like a construction type of theme tonight. I don't know if we got any the village people here, but it looks like we got a construction theme for the last home game for the Vikings.
I'll tell you what we really have now. It is a 3rd and long.
4th down.
Now they're calling 4th down for the Vikings.
We do it down, 3rd down.
See what I mean? I always know what I'm talking about, and Bob knows that I know what I'm talking about. You'll hear it. It's a 3rd and long here, 3rd and 11 for the Mavs. Trips right, single coverage left, one-on-one. Zay out of a gun, rolling to his right, under pressure. Now he is sacked in the backfield. A 10-yard loss on the play brings up 4th and long.
John Munson, number 54, defensive tackle, who's had a great year for St. Joseph by the Sea so far. Zay's been under pressure on on the first 3 plays right there from scrimmage. The Sea defensive line looks like they're winning the battle of the trenches early.
And this is something that Coach Tresser Baptiste talked about in our Century Waste pregame show. He mentioned that they had to win the battle at the line of scrimmage if they had any chance of coming out of here with a dub in what is their final home game of the regular season, albeit coming in the middle of the season.
Yeah, they've had a heavy home schedule for the first half, so you're going on the road and looking for a playoff spot. It's not easy, so it's a very important game for them, as it is for Moore.
Timeout taken on the field by the Mavs in a 4th and long situation, backed up on their own 29. Our broadcast booth is powered by our friends at Main Street Coffee. We'll be back. San 1 to go in the first quarter from Huguenot, Staten Island. Nobody cares. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 10:01 to go here in the first quarter of play. It looks like a 3 and out here for the Mavs unless they pull some trickery. Punt formation from their own 29-yard line. This is a booming kick that towers across midfield. Fielded at the 30-yard line. A big block made there and moving across midfield into Mavericks territory. 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
It was a booming kick, like you said, by Giovanni Bernardo, who I believe is the Moore kicker, but it was a perfect kick to be returned. It was a low-line drive, so it didn't allow the coverage to get down there. And number 4, Anthony Lavizoli, a senior, did a great job returning about 35 yards.
He also picked up a lovely block in the process. No laundry on the field. That tells you it was absolutely clean. It's a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. They start out on offense tonight in Maverick territory, much to the delight of the fans here wearing blue and white.
Sophomore quarterback Christian Carter, who's had a really good year for St. Joe's under center.
Movement there on the defensive line from the Mavericks. Got to play with cotton in the ears, as legendary D-line coach Pete McNamara at Curtis always says.
Good man, Pete Mack, good man. That was Eli Jones who got called for the encroachment right there, and it's 1st and 5 for the Vikings.
Well, you were talking about the sophomore Christian Carter at quarterback. He is owed some kudos for drawing the defense offside, as he's the man responsible for the hard count. Ball's given to Tommy DiGregorio, the senior running back, doing his best to get busy and get money here in what could be his final game here on this illustrious field.
Any way to get a few extra yards, hard count, whatever works.
2nd and a short 3 for the Vikings. The ball on the Maverick 36-yard line.
This was a lot easier during baseball, Dan.
So much, bro. It was 1,000 degrees during baseball. This is, ironically, still sweating. Carter working under a gun in an I formation. The give is to DiGregorio. He's going to be swallowed up instantaneously by everybody grinding it out in the trenches. Loss on the play brings up a critical 3rd down. Forward progress is only going to make it a loss of a yard.
Yeah, it'll be about 3rd and 4 for the Vikings right now. Ball just outside the 35-yard line.
James Speciale referencing that we are doing a doubleheader this weekend. Nobody Cares will be at St. Peter's tomorrow at 3 p.m. Bob, legendary clock ref, will be there as well. They take on the Farrell Lions, also on local live TV. Working out of a pistol, shotgun set, the throw is to a wide receiver, caught over the middle of the field, taking it inside the 20, just outside the 10, 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
Beautiful middle screen executed by Carter to DeMonte, who made a great play as a defensive end, now makes a great play as a tight end. He gets about 23 yards on the field, and nope, not 1st and goal, 1st and 10 from about the 15.
It's interesting. They have an opportunity here to get another first down and continue to milk this clock. It is just a 2-minute drive here, quickly moving down the field, starting on Mavs territory. And an offset eye, the give is to the tailback, and he really just doesn't have much to go here.
Early on, the more defensive line looks a little bit more physical, getting in the backfield and stuffing up Di Gregorio, who's St. Joseph by the Sea's top runner.
Well, I'll tell you, it's just defense, plain and simple, on both sides of the ball. The defense has shown up today in the defensive line category anyway, but when you look at these Mavs and how they allowed DeMonte to get over on an open seam across the middle on a slant route, got to be very careful here. Coming out of a shotgun, pistol set with a wide receiver and tailback. 2 wide receivers split left and right. Carter out of a gun, under pressure. He's going to be sacked low and high. He gets up gingerly. It is a big loss on the play. It brings up 3rd and long.
Big play right there on the defense. I believe that was Omar Mendez and Isaiah Vanterpool who got in there to disrupt Carter, but it looks like C's going for it, 4th and long.
C going for it surprises me because you already know, James, in this day and age.
No, it might only be 3rd down. My bad, Dan. Sorry.
No, it's a 3rd and long here. 3rd and an eternity for anybody paying attention at home. You know, we're not in the booth. So Di Gregorio, the running back, now sitting at wide receiver in the slot. It's a 3 wide receiver set. Carter looking right, under pressure, fires over the middle. It's complete to the receiver with a hot hand. Yet again, he's going to come up just a bit shy of the first down marker, but it's going to be close.
That's DeMonte again. It looks like he's the guy they're going to be looking for, but it only brings him up to about a 4th and maybe 4. It looks like C's going to bring the field goal unit on and try to get some early points.
Clearly, DeMonte is the go-to man here for C, as you mentioned, doing it all so far.
He's a senior, big boy.
Would you prefer to sit down, sir?
No, I'm fine.
Oh. This kick is up, and it is blocked. And it is returned for a short gain. We are still tied up at 0-0. Defense and special teams with an exclamation point.
That was DeMonte kicking right there. I know he's not St. Joseph by the Sea's regular kicker, so I'm not sure if their regular kicker is hurt or was unavailable there, but DeMonte, who made plays on the defensive line and then in the receiving game, he got crunched on that last reception he made. Looked like he's a little ginger walking off the field.
Omar Mendez not only came up with the block, but he also came up with the recovery. A massive special teams play for the Mavs. Stops points from being put on the board as we are near halfway through the first quarter of play.
Mendez has been a one-man wrecking crew for the Mavericks this year.
So what I'm doing is when you put your mic down and just bring it up, I'll be on your game. Zay under pressure, throwing left. He's got a man. It's complete. A first down for the Mavericks.
It looks like their game plan is to throw the ball. A couple of short passes so far. If Zay gets the protection, it could be tough.
Well, we mentioned earlier about how he's often under pressure because of some of the losses that he's had to upperclassmen graduating out, now going to play D1 football from that offensive line. Typically has to move around in the pocket and make money on his feet. Short passes are going to be a good way to get into a rhythm and groove. Working on an end around here, and the Vikings swallow that up. A short gain on the play brings up 2nd and long.
Solid play by Dean Kasha, linebacker senior for St. Joseph by the Sea. Dragged down the jet sweep after just a couple of yards.
Got to give a big shout out to our friends here at Windows. We are this moment in the game brought to you by them. Free parking in Brooklyn, the 8th wonder of the world. If you're thinking about getting windows done, I'll tell you what, they'll pay your toll. Don't even hesitate. Big shout out to everybody over there in Bay Ridge. Zay under pressure. He's going to be sacked. Could have potentially been called a face pass, but he got away with it there on the tackle.
Very, very close to a face mask there, but once again, Munson's right in there, defensive tackle. He's right in there with the sack. 3rd and long for the Mavericks.
You know, when we talk about high school sports, very rarely do we provide what we call spreads on a game, who we think is going to be favored. You know, the bookie didn't have any action. These two mascots are not animals, so we can't tell you. We just know it's going to be a good game here tonight.
Is he here to bookie?
No, he's probably in the trunk of a car somewhere. Zay out of a gun. 3 wide receivers moving up in the pocket. He's now going to keep it, and he is tackled.
Another great play by Kasha there. He stayed at home, waited for Zay to make the move, didn't go for the ball fake, came up big again. Moore's going to punt.
I mean, Kasha just, I know it was a tackle in the stat book, but he manhandled the ball carrier that time. .310 to go here in the first quarter of play. 4th and 6. The Mavs will punt for the second time this game. It's a booming punt that goes out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Looking to take a short pick. 2:53 to go here in the first quarter. Our broadcast booth is brought to you by Main Street Coffee. Don't you go anywhere, pal. Please stay till the end of the first. Yeah, nobody cares. Well, welcome back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. Danny Chanod, nobody cares. James Speciale out of the Staten Island Advance joining us in the booth. The give is to DiGregorio. That is the largest gain on the ground today for the Vikings as he picks up 7.
High snap, the athletic Carter handled it. Inside handoff to DiGregorio, and he's been the workhorse of St. Joseph by the Sea this year, and I'm sure they're going to lean on him as much as they can today.
Well, I can't wait to do some sponsor drops when Kevin Gumb from Main Street Coffee comes in the booth. The last time we did a game together, we had the internet go out at Wagner College.
That was a very good broadcast, that game.
I appreciate you. I did about 15,000 steps, and I'm still feeling it. So we're going to have some reminiscing coming up for sure. In the meantime, it's a 2nd and 3 for the Vikings at their own 35-yard line. Give is a wide receiver playing tailback this time. He is popped shoulder to shoulder. That's good enough for a Viking first down.
That's Lavizoli. Taking a wide receiver handoff right there. Looks like he's got it first. Eli Jones looked like he was on the stop for more.
You know, Gregorio is a bit like what they used to call like the thunder and lightning package. It's almost like they're trying to add in a little bit of a lightning there, right? Tommy seems to has one speed. He looks for contact when he runs. He's like the water boy, so violent and angry in his eyes.
Gets the hard yardage in between the tackles.
So much pain and anger in those eyes. The give is to Lavanzoli. The ball's on the turf. Fumble. Now we'll see who comes up with it. Fortuitously, the Vikings hold on to the football. That was almost disaster.
Yeah, Lavizoli looked like he put the ball on the floor there. Joey Moran, heads up play. Got in there to prevent the turnover. What a beautiful night here, huh?
This breeze right now. I think there should be an over-under on when I stop sweating, given the windy conditions. You would think it would
Basketball
be soon.
Season, maybe?
maybe an indoor broadcast? That sounds nice. 2nd and 8 for the Vikings. Shots fired here in the booth from James Speciale. Nobody cares. It's a short pass to the right side. Caught by the receiver. He takes it for a first down.
That was Damian Aviles, senior wide receivers, had a very good year for St. Joe's. Quick pass coming out of Carter's hands quick. I'm sure that's the game plan that they're looking to have. The more defensive line still putting a lot of pressure on him. I think Gerald Green was in on the stop for the Mavericks.
What's traffic like on this island, Kev? What's traffic like out there? No, you didn't know one light. Ironic.
It's a holiday. That's why.
It's a holiday. It's a 1st and 10 as we come down to the dwindling second of this first quarter. Less than 20 seconds to go. DiGregorio on the misdirection, running left side. Gets outside the tackle, picks up about 3 on the play. And it looks like that is going to be the final play of the first quarter. James Speciale, it was a pleasure having you join us here in the broadcast booth once again. Don't be a stranger, man. You know I like to hire you on the fly.
As always. Whenever you need me, you just call out my name.
Yeah, man. Little bat signal
I'll be
in the
there
sky.
whenever you need me.
I almost feel like you came up with that on your own. Ironic. James, we appreciate you, brother.
Good stuff.
Read
man.
about his college tomorrow on Staten Island Advance. Good to have you on. We'll be back. Nobody cares. Nothing. Moving to the second quarter. Let's go, people. Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, live from Huguenot, Staten Island at St. Joseph by the Sea, the home of the Vikings. Working out of a shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers left. They give us to a man in motion, a short pass complete for a first down, Vikings. Labazzoli on the catch. Running in motion from right to left, a beautiful quick play, and just like that, the Vikings are moving and grooving into Mavs territory. Kevin Gumb out of Main Street Coffee, official sponsor of the broadcast booth, joining us here. Kev, good to have you once again.
Dan, it's great to be here. Just a couple of espresso shots, and I'm good to go. 0-0. Beginning of the second quarter, it looks like we have ourselves a hell of a game here.
Hell of a game. That's exactly the first line you want to say in an all-Catholic football game. It is a quarterback keep who comes up with a whole lot of nothing that time. We talked about the Mavericks winning the game in the trenches. Well, they're continuing to do so, winning the running game. Kev, I've got bad news for you. You're going to have to spit your gum out. Grandma in Florida is going to think that there's a squirrel living in her walls.
You got it, all done. Getting rid of that coffee.
Just swallowed it?
Trying to get rid of that coffee.
That's not going to come out for 7 years. Oh, my God. This is bad.
Let's remember my last name.
Might need Speciale back here in the booth. That guy at least wasn't eating things that shouldn't be eaten. It's a 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. 2 wide receivers right, one of them a running back in Gregorio. Single coverage left, lone tailback. It's a play action. Carter has DiGregorio over the middle, who leaps to make the catch and is tackled at about the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Vikings as they have officially entered the red zone 2nd time today. Now, Kevin, what you missed last time, Vikings went down this far in the first quarter, but they had their field goal blocked.
Wow. That's crazy. Let me tell you something. He threw in the triple coverage right there. Put the ball up nice and high. The kid went up and got it.
That's a sophomore quarterback and Christian Carter balling out there tonight. I can't see anything, so I'm going to call the game out the window. You could stand to the left. That's fine. Yeah, you want to tighten that up? We'll do that. Oh, you want to take it off? Use that one. Then you'll be on mic too.
Check. Check. Main Street Coffee. Check.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it appears there's some laundry on the field here as the referees are discussing something. It is a false start against the offense. People are not happy with that call. Kev, when you're ready to talk, you just turn mic 3 up to that volume. How's that sound?
A couple of disgruntled fans out there. They're not happy with the call by the Zebras.
Well, I tell you, we get enough hate mail as it is. Might as well call them zebras as well. Good.
Love a good zebra.
You know, Bob's sitting right next to you, Kevin.
Love a good zebra, Bob.
Now it's a 4 wide receiver set. One goes in motion from right to left.
Little bop pass.
Pass is complete left side. The Mavs are absolutely all over it that time.
Nowhere with that one.
Pass was complete to Aviles. Short passes have been the bread and butter for both squads here on offenses. It's been tenacious defense so far to start this game from both squads. Cav, we talked about how we lost internet the last game we did at Wagner College, a very tough game. Thankful that Qualitech Computers, the official technology provider of Nobody Cares. If not for them, the second half wouldn't have been possible, brother.
Seamless transition. Thank God for Qualitech.
I'll tell you, those steps were not a problem. Shout out to Dr. Tajani. I know he does work here with St. Joseph C. He was my surgeon. Had a meniscus or whatever. I
think it's a little brain surgery.
Yeah,
there.
no, I think I need a little bit more help.
Oh, we got a little movement on the line there.
Whew. False start, the second one this drive against the Vikings. Fans in attendance not happy, and I'm starting to think we should have a little bit more separation between church and state. You know, very, very close to the fans here. Starting to worry about my safety.
All those Catholic school rules go right out the window.
Sure do, pal. 8:30 to go here in the first half of play. The Vikings offense has seemingly come to a stall.
What a battle. 0-0. Who would have thunk it?
Well, you would have thought that it had been a little bit more high scoring, but no. The defenses had come to potty. A 2nd and 20 for the Vikings. Working out of a gun, under pressure, throwing left side, one-on-one coverage. A lot of hand play there, but no penalty. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long here.
God, we have Bruce Lee on the coverage there.
A lot of hand, you see the hands tapping each other, playing patty cake down the sidelines.
They're letting the boys play. Letting them play. I like it.
They didn't hold him back by his jersey or anything like that.
Yeah, 3rd and long, about 3rd and 15 here, Dan.
It is a capacity crowd on hand tonight here. They have aluminum bleachers, 15 rows deep from the goal line to goal line here at St. Joseph by the Sea Park. They have away bleachers on the opposite side of the field, and it is filled up on both sides, ladies and gentlemen. Under pressure, got to get rid of that ball quick. He quickly does to DiGregorio, staying on his feet, picks up a gain of about 14 on the play. They'll still be shy of a first down by about 6 yards.
Little middle screen there, Dan.
At this time, Sal Palanque, Sal.
Now I'm starting to wonder, Calvin, on 4th and 6 here in this point of the field, the last time you attempted a field goal in this range, you had it blocked. You might want to think about leaving the offense on here.
Let's rub going.
It looks like that's what's happening.
They're going to try to muscle their way for a first down, or you think they're going to try to put it in the end zone?
Well, DiGregorio, he's having a hard time running the ball tonight. Short passes are working well, but if it's going to be my guess, that's going to be a quick pass playing into that zone, second level just beyond the linebacker. Get what you need.
Looks like we got a pass.
Working out of a gun, looking right
Got
side,
him in.
going deep towards the end zone! Did he hold on? Touchdown, Vikings!
Unbelievable! What a grab. He put it out there, and he went and got it in the corner of the end zone. A beautiful play.
Honor to you for a touchdown.
Very nice. Had him beat by about a half a step. Laid the ball out there nicely.
The sophomore Christian Carter throwing a dime, #.city. One-on-one, quarter of the end zone to Christian Yu, who makes a beautiful over-the-shoulder catch.
Looks like they're going for one here, Dan.
It's 6-0, an extra point pending here. Snap is down, the kick is up, and it is money. The Vikings,
Split the uprights.
first team to get on the board here. It happens with 7:15 to go in the second quarter. We're coming to you live from St. Joseph by the Sea. Tell them who our broadcast booth is sponsored by, Kevin.
Main Street Coffee! Tonight, no. He's an ex-Farrell alumni now.
Welcome. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are underway. That ball is muffed at the 15-yard line. It's got to be picked up, and it is downed inside the 5. That's where the Mavericks are going to have to take over with 7:10 to play here in the first half of play. Special teams playing such a huge role in this ball game.
What do you guys want, cheeseburgers?
Got more working from a hole here. Got a lot of real estate to cover here.
Whatever you got.
Get 460.
Put ketchup on it. You don't bring them up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Vikings fans that have come alive here as we bring up Kevin Gumb's microphone here from Main Street Coffee, a proud supporter of the network, joining me for color commentary here in the booth tonight. The give is left side, and that's nearly a safety. Talk about a blind spot. I feel like I'm at the Wrigley Field. It's all right. We'll get through it, ladies and gentlemen. They've got the cowbell out here in Huguenot. It's a universal way to get under anybody's skin, and believe me, we're feeling the wrath of it here in the booth, just like all of you are feeling it at home. Zay working out of a gun. 2nd and 10, the ball at their own 3-yard line.
Fades back. Good coverage.
He's going to keep the ball here, and he picks up about 4 on the play. A short gain. It brings up a 3rd and manageable. Still got to be real careful with this football.
Got about 3rd and 8 here, Dan. Maybe a little quarterback draw.
Well, like you're a formidable play caller in your day. What position did you play on the football field, Kev?
Then there wasn't much I couldn't do on the football field.
Here we are. Here we are.
My forte was a strong safety, like a monster man.
Well, I like to hear that. Somebody that can read defenses. Is Zay working out of a gun, looking to his right. That ball is zipped on a dime, out of bounds.
Tried to hit that back shoulder, but the throw was a little off.
That's right, and that pass was intended for number 4, Josiah Jones. Comes up just a bit outside. 4th and long here for the Mavs. Absolutely no choice as they are going to be forced to punt with their back against their end zone. Anthony Lavazzoli back deep to receive for the Vikings, and he situates himself near the Viking logo at midfield.
About the 42-yard line, in more territory.
See if the Vikings bring the heat here, Kev.
See if we get a return. Very rare you get a return in high school football.
Short punt. It's the shortest of the day. They're going to let it go as it takes a Viking bounce and goes the other way.
Bad English.
English.
Just like you, Dan.
Oh, you said it, mister. Well, it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. They start out inside Mavs territory, deep inside Mavs territory. Back with more high school football in just a moment. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, nobody cares.
Let's see, about first down, about the 27-yard line. Looks like they're going to start to throw.
Oh, under pressure. Got to get rid of it quickly. And massive hit on a defenseless receiver, but a clean play. And I mean, from your safety days in Farrell in the 80s, that's the kind of plays we're used to seeing on defense. But my goodness, was the lumber laid that time.
The defense really doesn't like people to come through their living room like that. And I think Marco DeMonte didn't get too much of a welcome there.
I imagine there's a capacity crowd on hand. Well, so much so I can barely see. Lord knows I can barely think. 3 wide receivers set, one going in motion on a misdirection that give us to the tailback, DiGregorio. He picks up a couple, busting up the gut, but not much there. It's a 3rd and long here for the Vikings.
A couple inches, maybe.
Going to give a shout-out to my buddy Chris Carapolo, known for a long time. His son plays JV football here. Jake, he's a running back and free safety. They play Holy Cross in Queens tomorrow at 10 a.m. That SAT really messed up high school football schedule this week, man.
Then schoolwork getting in the way of sports, Dan. What's this world come to?
What's going on out there? Shout out to the Carapolo family. Thanks for tuning in. School is for fools. Look at me. On a 3rd and 10, trips right, no receivers left. Single back, Carter. On a 2nd count, gets it.
Ball's up.
Throwing it right, and it's complete at the 15-yard line. A 1st and 10 for the Vikings. And that is a massive throw and a massive play to keep this drive alive.
First down for the Vikings.
A little light on the coverage there, Dan. Maybe a little too much of a buffer zone. Need to tighten it up a little bit on the more end.
Oh, no doubt. As I mentioned, Moore winning the battle at the line of scrimmage when it comes to stopping that run game. But these passes, as the play is extended, Carter doing a great job to find men downfield, continuing to look and keep the play going. Working out of a gun once again, throwing it right side to the hot hands. That ball is complete to Aviles. He's pushed out of bounds, close to a 1st down marker.
If it works, do it again, Dan. It's like the same exact play they just ran, and they got about 6 yards.
Yeah, and by close, I mean 4 yards away. Yeah, I got a real problem with math. I appreciate you guys.
Dinner's being delivered.
Shout out to St. Joseph by the Sea, the snack stand, hooking us up with food. Possibly the first time ever, and I think it's because the Nobody Cares tent is out the front door. Tent looks great. You got to walk under it. Oh, you got ketchup too? My man.
I tell you, this place is
just when I was about to fire him. It's a 2nd and 4 for the Vikings. Gavis to DiGregorio working out of a power offset eye. Now he is officially close to the line to gain.
The ball was
Looks
loose.
like we got a hot potato. Ball's out on the floor. Who's come up with it?
Moore's claiming they have it. I don't know if they're trying to sway the referees.
Oh, we've got no official sign here right now. It looks like it's going to stay C ball.
I think we might have some laundry on the field there, Dan.
I thought it looked like laundry. And I also thought it looked like a line from the lacrosse field.
Because when the ref pointed, I didn't know if he meant it was more ball or it was a timeout or... I got to learn my ref signals.
There's a lot happening here. So there is, in fact, a penalty on the field, and it is against the Vikings.
Penalty on the play.
And it looks like it's a 10-yard penalty. Likely holding.
Likely a hold,
right?
man. That's good.
So it takes it from a 2nd and 4 to 2nd and 14.
Quick math.
Vikings lead 7-0. 2 receivers left, 1 right, double backs running out of a wishbone shotgun. Pass is complete to Aviles. He shakes off 1 tackler, running down the left sidelines, dives towards the line to gain and shoved out of bounds.
Slippery little sucker over there. He didn't want to go down.
I'll tell you what, a shifty job of moving and grooving, and he has got this home squad and crowd fired up here. A 1st and goal for the Vikings. That is their first goal-to-go situation of the game.
Eating up a lot of clock here, Dan.
Vikings have seemingly had the ball the entire ball game. First and goal for the Vikings from the 5-yard line. Ball is on the turf.
Again.
I mean, I don't know if they had, a pre-game dinner and there was a lot of popcorn.
Like a chalk talk
like,
at the movie
like
theater.
something happened here, but it is very slippery for some odd reason. That is their third fumble, and it hasn't burned them. They've gotten all their balls back.
Very fortunate.
Very fortunate. It is a 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Working out of a pistol. Di Gregorio puts his head down. Can he get in? The O-line driving him forward. No signal yet, and he looks like he's just shy. Tackled at the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal. Coach Luttrell urging his offense on.
Looks like they're going no huddle here, Dan. Might be on about the half-inch line. 3rd down. Quarterback keeper.
Looks like we got a quarterback keep, and they're in! The Hog Mollies do their job up front, and the Vikings jump out to a big lead here with 1:38 to go in the first half. It's now 13-0. Pending an extra point, they'll have 14.
Do you have a board, Dan? Like the Mannings. You ever watch the Mannings? They call the play before it's a touchdown. If they get it right, you put their face up on a board.
As you can tell, Kevin, there is no camera here in the booth. We're limited by what Local Lives technology can do for us today. That kind of technology can be implemented on our YouTube channel. I think you're asking for too much.
Say we do it.
Hold is clean. The kick is up and money. The Vikings take a 14-0 lead. This moment in time, speaking of burgers in the booth, why not talk about the best burgers on Staten Island at 650 Forest Avenue? Duffy's Tavern, best burger in New York City. Special thanks to Cormac and Eddie and the whole gang over there. Thanks for coming on as official sponsors of the Nobody Cares Sports Network. It's 1:38 to go here in the first half. 14-0 is our score. Kevin Gumb from Main Street Coffee joining Danny Chanod. Nobody Cares in the booth. What do you think of this ball game so far, brother?
I'm still thinking about that Duffy's Burger, Dan. Talking about Duffy's Burger, I think well, they're the only place to put it actually on an English muffin. Very different.
They're the first people to put it on an English muffin, but what they do there that I still think is unique, they melt the cheese on the English muffin. Like they toast the cheese on the English muffin. You do that at home, game changer, my friend.
Might have to try that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it changes everything. Cormac and everybody over there, we appreciate you. Big supporters of the network since day one.
Other than that, back to the game, Dan, I don't know. Since I've walked in the booth, seems to favor St. Joseph C a little bit.
What's that?
The points on the board.
Oh, absolutely. 14-0 is our score. A squib kick here from the Vikings. It's fielded and
it's all over the turf.
Oh, baby. The Mavericks very lucky to come up with that one. It'll stay more Catholic ball at their own 28-yard line. 1:34 to go here in the first half of play. Will the Mavs get on the board? Find out when we come back. Tell them who our broadcast booth is powered by.
Main Street Coffee.
Well, Mavericks with the ball here. They trailed by 2 touchdowns, 1:34 to go. I got to give a shout-out to my boy R.J. Pacheco, a leading running back of this squad, down with a knee injury for the season. My boy, keep your head up. Instead, it's Shami Z and the Mavs battling, trying desperately to get on the board. Laundry on the field. Zay rolling to his right, has to get rid of it. Instead, he's going to be sacked. No gain on the play, but something tells me we're going to lose 10 on this penalty.
Tight coverage by the CD there. Had a lot of time to throw the ball, but he just couldn't find that open receiver.
So it's going to be a hold against the Mavericks. They'll replay first down, unless that is declined. I highly doubt it.
Gotta remember, Moy's banged up a little bit. They're missing the Melendez boy, too. Probably the best pair of hands on Staten Island.
I'll tell you what, the more Mavericks fans are looking for a reason to leave out here this evening. That's exactly why we've got this foundation, the Anthony Vivaro Believe Foundation, on board, doing tremendous work in the community. A big shout out to James Thompson and the entire Vivaro family coming on as supporters of the Nobody Cares Network. They're doing massive things here in the Staten Island community. Zay working out of a gun, looking for a reason to believe. He is going to be shoestring tackled after a short gain on the play. Brings up second and about 16, officially under 1 minute to go here in the first half.
Yeah, Joe Sola closing hard and fast there. He made a good move to get down.
Coach Brian Neville says, I remember he said you were one of the most soft-spoken men in all of broadcasting.
God bless you, Brian.
Yeah, very sweet man. What do we got? Oh, no, it's on local live. Yeah. So this game right now, we're streaming on locallive.tv. If you want to share it with anybody, you certainly can. You go to locallive.tv, you click Watch Live, you find St. Joseph C High School in New York State, and you can watch this game right now live. Now, if you'd like to watch the game when it's over, make it a little bit easier for everybody at home, we're going to download the game and throw it up on the Nobody Cares Sports Network's YouTube channel. Zay working out of a gun completes it to a receiver who is popped by the defensive back. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah, that is a short gain on the play as my man got up, eating out of a bowl, saying, I'm still hungry, I want some more. There's number 15 on the tackle for the Vikings. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for one full half a play here from Huguenot, Staten Island. The Vikings up 14-0. Kev, we're going to be back with second half action in just a moment, but final thoughts before we take a little break here.
Tell you, Dan, looks like C's kind of controlling the game here right now. I don't see Moore putting many yards on the board. They're having a difficult time moving the ball. Defense is shutting them down pretty good.
Defense is shutting them down pretty good.
Defense is shutting them down. Tommy Zay's got nowhere to throw the ball. The offensive line's holding up, but, I mean, you can't hold up for much longer than 5-6 seconds back there before you got to make a decision.
No, he doesn't have much of a clean pocket today, and that's something that the Mavs are going to have to think about maybe changing at the half is how can we add somebody else as an extra layer of protection back there, maybe add a fullback. We'll see what they can do in the second half, and something to keep an eye on, Calvin, is who's going to be our MVP of the game as we move through the second half. We got to think about it because we've got a brand new sponsor on board here at Nobody Cares.
Who dat?
That's Buy a Bar. That's right. Over 25
delicious.
locations in the tri-state area. The winner of the MVP of this game and every game will be getting a $30 gift card to the Buy a Bar. So something to think about, and for all of you to think about. If you got hate mail, make sure to send it to the Commodore in Florida. We'll be back with the second half. 14-0, Vikings on top. Nobody cares.
Getting set for kickoff here. Start off the third quarter. C's about to receive the ball. Moore's getting his sway on.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It seems that Kirk Cousin and the swagged out Atlanta Falcons are in the house here. Little adjustments made at half for the Mavericks as they drill this one downfield. That ball caught on a line at the 23. Fielded by a Viking, and he is going to be mauled by a bevy of Mavericks. That is where the Vikings will take over on their own 36-yard line. 14-0's our score. That's the voice of Kevin Gumb out of Main Street Coffee joining Danny Chanod here in the broadcast booth live from St. Joseph by the Sea High School.
Got decent field position here, Dan. Let's see if they can do something with it.
A lot of people out there watching on the internet machine at home say that what a stifling defense the Vikings have. They look like the 85 Bears. It is a 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
Little St. Joseph by the Sea shuffle.
That's right. See if the adjustments were made by head coach Nick Giantasio and the rest of his Maverick coaching staff. They trail by 2 touchdowns, a high snap, and a bobble handoff.
In the backfield there.
DiGregorio is going to be pummeled by a trio of Mavericks. A huge loss on the play, not the start that the Vikings were looking for in the second half.
Then you asked me right before the end of the first half maybe what the Mavericks should do. I tell you, if I was in that locker room, that boy right there, number 17, Omar Mendez, is an absolute beast. I know they gave him the ball a couple of times last week, but I didn't see him in the backfield yet to give a little protection to Tommy Zay. That might be a bad idea if they're listening over there.
Well, it's like I said, man. I mean, if you want to add a little bit extra layer of protection once you get back on offense, maybe bring a fullback in, maybe send a wide receiver in motion into the slot, double tight end set. Not asking you to change your offense, but help a brother out. The Vikings instead on offense here, 2nd and long. Carter gets rid of it under distress, completes it miraculously to a man on the far sideline. That's going to bring up a 2nd, actually a 3rd, and about 7 for the Vikings.
Good for about 10 yards. Got him back to a little bit past the line of scrimmage there.
3rd and 9 for the Vikings.
They started. We say we're sitting about the 38-yard line here. 39.
Yeah, it's a 3rd and long here for the Vikings. Mavs showing blitz. And they do run a stunt on the D-line. It's a quick flick out to an open receiver. He picks up about 6 on the play. He's going to come up well short of the first down marker. Brings up a 4th down. Will the Vikings go for it as their fans implore them to punt it away and play field position?
It's a pretty nice closure there by, I think it was Vanderpool and Libretta, who stepped up rather quickly there. Shut it down. We got a 4th down here. It looks like they're going to force C to punt.
Well, this is the first time that C's had to punt all game. They've been controlling the clock all game, seemingly on offense the entire time.
Libretta set back the field to punt at about his own 30. Oh, they fake it!
It's a fake! Gregorio on the direct snap.
Short!
Reaches the ball out. It looks like it's going to be close. Not close enough. A turnover on downs. The Mavs make a stop on defense. Trickery does not come up. Fortuitous for the Vikings here.
'Tis the Halloween season, Dan. A lot of trickery.
I'll tell you what, a little trick-or-treat getting real scary out here with 9:05 to go in the third quarter. Mavs have the ball now in Viking territory, Kev.
Nice field position. Getting the calls from the sideline. What are they going to do here? They're going to come out running. They're going to come out throwing. They're going to have a little problem throwing the ball. Is that Gerald Green, I think, back there in the backfield? That boy can fly. I've seen him run the 100-meter awfully fast during the offseason in the outdoors. I think he set it number 1.
Gerald Green had a massive kick return for a touchdown against the St. Peter's Eagles in a broadcast we did last season. You can watch that game on the YouTube machine, and I mean, if you want to see a more recent highlight, we posted it on our Instagram, but he definitely has the speed. It could be that X factor here in the second half.
He's got Main Street coffee in his blood.
Yeah, well, you drink that stuff every day. I'll tell you what. You know, shout out, though, Main Street Coffee, in all seriousness, has a cold brew on tap. You know, like a draft beer. Unbelievable. Zay in trouble, moving up in the pocket, and he's going to decide to run with it. And he rolls out of bounds. Picks up a couple yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 5 for the Mavericks.
Kind of just rode him out of bounds there. C was being a little gentle with the quarterback.
Sometimes you think about remodeling your offense and making adjustments. Well, sometimes you want to make adjustments and remodel your home. That's why you got to reach out to our friend Damian McCaig at DPM Contracting. Family owned and operated, fully licensed and insured, proud supporter of Nobody Cares Sports. The give is to Green. Puts his head down, running A-gap, and he doesn't get very much. About 3 yards on the play is going to bring up a 4th and short for the Mavs. Looks like they're keeping their offense out on the field.
Wow. They tried to muscle Gerald Green up there.
Viking faithful, now's your time to make some noise.
Oh, boy. Public address announcer. It's getting people all fired up here in attendance. Student section dressed as construction workers. They look like they have no idea what's going on.
Strike's over, Dan.
Yeah, strike is over. Are those longshoremen or students? So. Yeah, I'm not sure, but they look lazy. Back to the action, a 4th and 1. Gotta have it. Say's gonna keep it. A fake end around. First down for the Mavericks.
I'll tell you, I think they tricked you there, Dan.
I'll tell you what, who's doing a big trick on everybody? It's Jay's on the Bay. My man's doing fine dining at reasonable prices. He is a DOE vendor. Just came on as a proud supporter of the More Mavericks, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Going to be doing some catering for them as well.
That's phenomenal.
If you'd like Chef Joe and his team from Jay's on the Bay to bring the party to you, well, reach out. Tell them Nobody Cares Sports sent you. Get 10% off your services. 1st and 10 for the Mavericks.
It's a handoff.
Green running left side, catches a block to the next level. 1st and 10 for the Mavericks. Now they're starting to get busy.
Getting it outside for Gerald. I think that's where he's going to shine.
Kev, I think we were seeing a born-again Mavericks football team here in the second half. It started out before they even launched a play, swag surfing with special teams on kickoff.
Seemed to work.
Seemed to work 110%. 7 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. A 2-score game. It's been a battle the entire time. A big shout out to James Speciale of the Staten Island Advance, who joined us as color commentary for the 1st quarter of this game, as Kevin Gumb sat in traffic gnawing on the steering wheel.
Don't forget, you can read a lot of sports action on the Staten Island Live. Low subscription fees.
Running left side, Zay picks up just a couple. I mean, it sounds like some of these fans are sitting literally directly next to us, and I can assure you that they're not. Well, they're not in the booth anyway, but it is a madhouse here, ladies and gentlemen. Capacity crowd. As we mentioned, there are people sitting in aluminum stands 15 rows deep from goal line to goal line. The away section on the opposite side of the field is also filled to capacity. 2nd and 9 for the Mavs. The give is to Green, running on a misdirection. He breaks one tackle, can't get away from the rest.
Joey Moran shooting it out of from nowhere.
Moran with a massive leading tackle there, and then a bevy of Vikings come over to finish the job. It is a 3rd and eternity, but if you want to be specific, we'll call it 15 for the Mavericks.
Nice tackle for loss there by Joey Moran. Nice read.
It's a 3 wide receiver set, 1 receiver right. Zay looking left. Under pressure. Nobody open. He's going to get sacked.
Back-to-back tackles by Joey Moran.
Joe Moran is getting his money, and it is coming at a big time. These Viking faithful giving him a rousing standing applause. 4th and forever now for the Mavs. and their offense getting real banged up. When your car gets banged up in an accident, make sure you reach out to Fast Track Auto Body, 550 Richmond Terrace, Staten Island, New York. Collision Repair and Custom Tints. Big shout out to Al and the gang over there, proud supporters of the network. It's a 4th and long for the Mavericks. A madhouse here in Huguenot.
Got 5 receivers.
Zay under pressure. Surprise, throws it right. It's complete.
Oh, man.
Inside the 15-yard
Miles
line.
Sinclair going up high, pulling it out of the sky.
Bro, what an unbelievable catch.
What's the bird on that boy?
But it ends up coming up short.
Wow. Just a little short. That was unfortunate. That was a beautiful catch.
So it was an unbelievable catch. It looks that he made the catch at about the 16-yard line, and they needed to get it to the 14 for a first down. It is pandemonium here on Huguenot right now. I'll tell you, they got so many security guards, but I don't think any of those guys are doing it. They're not prepared to deal with local dads. You might have gotten a security license for a Pearl Jam concert, but you ain't ready for the more Mavs and the Sea Vikings. Rolling out of a gun, Carter throws to his left, incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10.
Nice. I like how Vanderpool tightened up his coverage there. Forced him to throw the ball a little bit wide, throw it out of bounds. About a 2nd and 10 here.
Love me a 2nd and 10.
Well, the boys are reading their wrists, so you might look for some type of special play here, Dan, something that you don't see quite often.
A little trickery possibly coming out. If this is a simple draw, you are absolutely fired, Kevin.
The little things you look for on defense, Dan.
2nd and 10. Shotgun pistol set. Fullback and running back. It's a short throw right side to Aviles. He's going to be wrangled by a trio of Mavs defenders. And I'll tell you, it was a defensive back out there as well, coming up to make the play there. Number 22, Deuces Wild, Eli Jones, making the play in open field to get the stop.
Can't spell elite without Eli.
Sure can't, brother. It's a 3rd and 13 for the Vikings. This Maverick defense from Moore Catholic with a very bend but don't break philosophy here in the second half.
3rd and about 12.
I got to give a shout out to Kenny Munson, a Tottenville High School football legend in attendance here tonight. He joined us for a broadcast earlier in the year when they played Bishop Moore Catholic out of Florida. Big shout out to Kenny Munson and his beautiful family. Carter out of a gun,
deep.
plenty of time. Got a man one-on-one down. Bam! It's
baby!
At the 46-yard line. First and 10 for the Vikings. Oh, baby, what a play.
They went for it all, Dan. They went for it all. Put the pass out there perfectly. I don't think the defensive back knew it was coming. Right in front of his own sideline.
I don't think he knew it was coming. Number 6, Christian Yu with his 2nd massive grab of the ball game. A 1st and 10 puts the Vikings into Mavericks territory. Sending a man in motion, the give is to DiGregorio. Running behind a pulling guard, he picks up a couple on the play, but not much.
St. Joseph NYC would like to welcome Staten Island single season reception leader Ken Munson. Congratulations, Ken, on your record.
I'm glad people think you're funny. I get nothing but hate now.
I'm trying to be serious, Dan.
I don't even want to look at my phone anymore. It's a 2nd and 9 for the Vikings at their own 46. Throwing it left side on a short pass. Picks up a couple on the play, but not much. That pass was completed to Dean Kasha.
So Joseph NYC would like to welcome back alumni Jeff Soria. Welcome back, Jeff.
You ever get the sense that, like, some of these fans are just, I don't know, crazy? as a man who screams on cue for no reason.
Anybody who brings an air horn to a game, Dan,
The
might be a
whole-
little unhinged.
The whole
but you gotta
cowbell
love
thing
him.
is really giving me anxiety. That ball nearly interception. Instead, it's going to be a first down for the Vikings on another successful swing pass out of the backfield.
Just got myself a new cowbell. Brought it to the basketball game the other day. It didn't go over too well.
You bring a cowbell around me, brother, it's just like instant panic. You want to go to jail for 10 years, bring a cowbell on an airplane. They will deboard in a heartbeat. I have a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. Back to the action. It's a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Working out of a gun. Offset wishbone. Call it a pistol. DiGregorio with blockers. Gets to the second level. That is a first down for the Vikings.
Take that all day.
Ground game is starting to work. It didn't work in the beginning, but as you know, you stick to the ground game. You run over and over and over again. Doesn't look like much, but what you're doing subliminally is you're wearing down that defensive line, hoping that they get tired. Now here, late third quarter, that's kind of what we're seeing. DiGregorio started out just getting 2 and 3 yards. Now he's getting 3 and 4 yards on the carries, and it's making a difference. 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. Once again, the Vikings working out of a gun. 2 running backs, 1 at fullback. An offset wishbone. The give is to a wide receiver playing tailback. Laundry on the field, escaping momentarily. Now tackled after a gain of about 6.
Looks like they're going to bring it back.
Lavazzoli was moved from wide receiver to running back in that formation, and it was a hold called, negating the gain of 6 on the play. But that is a formation that has worked so far today. You could call it trickery, but seemingly taking a star athlete and moving him to another perennial spot on the field, it does confuse the defense a bit.
You always want to have your best athletes on the field, Dan.
Constantly, absolutely. Now, sometimes those players go offense and defense.
I think they call it going both ways.
They sure do. I believe, who's my man making a lot of Deion Sanders' son?
Prime time.
Making a lot of headlines. He's a two-way player over there at Colorado. Probably checking his $1 million watch right now. Yeah. Our phones are telling us that the decibel level is too high, and Huguenot said, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Carter out of a gun, and Laundry on the field again. It's a false start against the Vikings, so after a massive play, and I mean a massive play, on a reception to Christian Yu.
Mistakes.
These mistakes shooting themselves in the foot, bringing themselves now, forget out of field goal range. You got to worry about getting the first down here, as the Vikings would need to get to, it looks like, the 17-yard line for a first down, and the ball currently sits at the 37-yard line.
Ooh, hard cadence there. Got his own offense offsides.
Now that hard count came back to haunt him.
What is that, 3 penalties in a row?
That's not looking good right now for the Vikings.
I'm smelling a lot of wind sprints come Monday.
Oh, terrible. Coach Mel Haskell, God rest his soul, had us run something called the Serpentine, where you run up the 5, and down the 10, and up the 15, and I'll tell you, that thing was terrible. Shout out to Coach Mel and everybody at Curtis Warriors. C-Dub, 19 seconds to go here in the third quarter. C taking their sweet time. Tresser having a full-on AT&T conversation with the referee on the sideline.
First and a long way to go. Looking for a little direction from the sidelines. Can talk to the ref.
A timeout taken here by the Vikings with a second to go.
Confusion on the field. It's all right. We can talk about it.
Why would you want to call a timeout with the third quarter dwindling? Wouldn't you want to save your timeout? I know it's a 14-0 game and you're up by 2 scores, but timeouts are so important, Kev. What do you think the strategy here is there?
Is that an official clock?
It is an official clock. Bob's unbelievable. So he's getting the official clock from the referee on the field right now. He believes it's at .4. We might have it added a little bit, but it's pretty dang close.
I don't know why they would call a timeout.
I don't know why you would call a timeout.
Clock. Just a lot going on out there in the game.
Now listen, he was methodical with it. You saw him talking to the line judge when 19 seconds to go. His squad's in formation, and he's talking to him, and he must have said, hey, listen, when this gets down to 1 second, I'm going to call a timeout. That's how it played out, and you look at the situation here. Yeah, this is a first and forever. And, I mean, it's about a first and 40 here for the Vikings. You're just coming off 3 penalties in a row. Is that a reason to call timeout?
Not in my book.
To call a timeout and then say, hey, in 1 second we're going to do it again?
Guess they're feeling confident, Dan. They 14-0 lead here. Just wanted some time to talk it over.
Well, what we have here, though, is on the far side of the field at the 40-yard line, we have the head official talking with head coach Nick Giannatasio of the Moore Mavs, explaining something to him. So we'll see if Bob, the clock ref, could help us out here in a minute. Perhaps tell us what took place on the field here.
He's got his walkie-talkie very tight to his ear right now.
Might as well have it strapped to his face. I don't even think he needs to hold it. It's so close to his ear.
I think he might be sleeping. Bob, hey, Bob.
Bob might not actually be conscious, which would make him the 3rd highest ranking employee for Nobody Cares. Dedicated work ethic. Still not making absolutely any sense why there was a timeout called with 1 second to go in the 3rd quarter. It seems the referees have never seen anything like it in all their life, and they're trying to figure out why Tresor Baptiste would do such a thing.
They're giving you time to take a quick bite of your burger that was delivered 2 quarters ago.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. I'm going to do that, I guess, while we take a moment to thank a sponsor. And there goes my pen cap. I like that pen, too. You know, I got to give a shout-out to our friends, All Seasons Roofing and Solar. A big shout-out to our friend Anthony Vento. When you're thinking about putting solar on your roof, you know what you got to do? You got to change your roof as well. I see so many companies out there slapping solar up, and the roof's old. It looks terrible. You're setting people up for failure. Not my man, Anthony Vento. He's servicing New York and New Jersey, working with the state, giving you the best deal possible. And I'll tell you what, unbelievable service supporting the community. Support local. All Seasons Roofing and Solar, 718-200-1802. Licensed and insured, free estimates.
He's a busy guy, Dan. I see his trucks all over the neighborhood.
Well, I think it's the advertising.
Business is good.
It's good to see here, man. Well, it's officially the 4th quarter. What just took place, nobody knows. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, ladies and gentlemen. They did not run a play to take 1 second off the clock. They just said, okay, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. So it's a first and approximately 4,000 for the Vikings.
Make up the rules as we go.
2 wide receivers. Seth Avila's going in motion. The give is to the man on an end around running from left to right, and he is going to be steamrolled, and we possibly have a hit to the head here from Gerald Green.
Maybe a little horse collar.
You're going to call horse collar. Yes. I'm going to say helmet to helmet. And we have a player down in white and red for the Mavericks at the 40-yard line. We are going to take a small moment here in time as the players take a knee. We hope it's nothing too serious. 11:44 to go here from Viking Park. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After much chagrin on the field, it appears that a holding was called against the Vikings. You're not going to believe this. They got to get the ball to the 13-yard line for a first down, and the ball's at the 50. It's still first down for the Vikings. And it seems that they are trying to get on ESPN for a not top 10 moment here and make it the longest first and what they can.
Things are not going their way right now. $10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It's about first and 43, Dan.
I actually get dizzy once we get over like 20. So I can't. I just say it's first and eternity. But what's even more mind-boggling to me is how it's still first down. Feel like I'm lost in a fever dream. Out of a gun, Carter throwing left and immediately tackled. Ball comes out, but there's going to say the man was down. We finally have a play with no laundry, and it results in a loss of yards for the Vikings.
I think that was Eli Jones. Looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
My boy Eli. Sorry, I'm starting to go delirious. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, we are live from St. Peter's Boys High School, and what is a bona fide rivalry between New Brighton and Oakwood. The St. Peter's Eagles play host to the Farrell Lions. Live on local live TV, the replay on Nobody Cares. Here from Viking Park, it's a 14-0 ball game, 10:20 to go here in the fourth. DiGregorio on a misdirection. He gains 0. And that's going to bring up a third and about 37. No big deal. Yeah, this is a tough sell for me.
I don't know if he could throw it 37 yards. They might do first and 37. They're going to air it out here.
I'd take this burger home and keep it as a pet. I don't even know if it's cooked, for Christ's sake. Back to the action.
It's the best burger I had all day, but it's the only burger.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. That is also a fact. Real good. How did we go from Duffy's to this questionable experience? Well, it's a third and eternity. The Vikings desperately trying to just put together some positive momentum here. Mavs playing in a prevent defense, keeping the ball in front of them. It's a short pass right side, and that's going to turn out to be an incomplete pass. Fourth and long now finally comes up.
Viking, welcome to our West Point Cadet alumni graduate of 2024, Sal Agro. Welcome back,
Sal Agro, got a West Point graduate in the house.
Ooh, big shout out to Sal Agro in the house. Thank you for your service. Unbelievably, he stuck a microphone out the window to let Sal get some love, and a fan stuck up an air horn and put it right to your mic. They don't like Nobody Cares here, Kev. Don't do that again. You might lose a finger. Now fourth and an eternity, a high snap, they get it down, and it is a spiraling low kick that will wobble out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Well, it seems like the Vikings had the ball forever and made a bevy of errors. Will the Mavs be able to get on the board? Find out after this. But first, ladies and gentlemen, a word from our sponsor.
Hi, this is Danny Mills, Ruddy and Dean, American Steakhouse, 44 Richmond Terrace, supporting local sports. Full line of bourbons, tequilas, craft beers, and a superior wine list to complement our steaks. Looking to see you around our table soon or on the field.
That was Danny Mills, the proprietor of Ruddy and Dean American Steakhouse, 44 Richmond Terrace, proud supporter of the Nobody Cares Sports Network. Kev likes our bells and whistles here. Looks like the Galvez Green, he picks up maybe a yard on the play, and that's it. Tick. Clock continues to run here. Maybe running plays not the best, but at the same time, just a 2-score game, so don't abandon your game plan completely. Stick to the run, yes, but playing against not only the Vikings, but also the clock.
Yeah, I think you got to start airing the ball out here, Dan.
Zay pumps left, looks right, and he is going to be sacked.
They do have an extra back in the backfield, Dan. They put a blocker back there. Didn't help too much on that play.
No, it didn't. It was number 7, Marco Diamante, making the sack. It forces the Mavs into a tough situation. Their back's officially against the wall here in a 3rd and long inside their own 20-yard line. They'll need to get the ball to the 36. Oh, by the way, Kev, you're getting paid tonight in a gift card. Oh, that ball is complete. My goodness.
Number 10, Libretta.
Desperately needing a conversion, and they get one there on 3rd and eternity. Libretta makes the reception. 1st and 10 for the Mavs, just under 8 minutes to go.
Listen, I want to correct myself from earlier. I do see Jaden Melendez on the field right now. He's a split back.
Said hello to his mom before. She's going to give me a lot of crap. Zay looking right side. He finds a man at the 2nd level.
Down.
Once again, that is a 1st down for the Mavs.
Chains.
That's number 7, Miles Sinclair on the reception.
Aww.
Let there be light, huh? My goodness, where were you all day? Appreciate you, pal.
A lot of light.
1st and 10 in Vikings territory. Zay rolling to his left. Oh, Zay throwing towards the sideline. It's complete. A 1st down to Josiah Jones. And now the Mavs are moving and grooving. Almost as if abandoning the run game this late in the game was a good thing.
I think they heard me, Dan. They must be tapped into my mic.
Somebody's listening.
Spreading the ball out nicely, too.
Definitely not anybody that loves me.
No huddle. Time is of the essence right now.
In life, too, brother. Don't give me a panic attack. 1st and 10 for the Mavs. 3 wide receivers split right, 1 left, looking left. Say one-on-one in the end zone as a man. It is almost on.
What a play by Matt Fuentes.
Holy cow! It's bobbled and caught by the Mavs. It was tipped away by the Viking defensive back and caught.
Wow.
Caught at the last second. An unbelievable play. 1st and goal for the Mavericks.
Hope somebody got that on film.
Referee right on top of it says that it was deflected and caught for a 1st down, 1st and goal for the Mavs. Give us to the tailback, running left side. He's going to be stopped.
And guess who it is? Omar Mendez.
That might have been the most
unbelievable
unbelievable catch I've ever seen.
I didn't even see it.
That's what I mean. These people here in attendance have no idea what they just saw.
Now's the time to make noise, Vikings. Let's go, Vikings baseball.
Now a 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. On a fake end around, Zay's going to keep it. Diving towards the end zone. Touchdown,
at the end
Mavs.
zone, but no dice, baby. Touchdown, Mavericks.
Zay lowered his shoulder, took a hit, and kept on ticking. My man, putting this squad on his back.
Oh, baby, we got a game.
Mavs are on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Don't look now. We have got ourselves a ball game. It's going to be the Mavericks looking to convert the extra point attempt.
Got Bernardo Giovanni set back for the
It's
catch.
a high snap. Instead, they'll look to go for 2. They'll throw it.
No good.
Incomplete. Could have been good, possibly, if he ran with it. It's still a 1-score game. 14-6 is our score. My
I thought he was going to run it in. I did think he was going to run it in.
You better start thinking about who could be your MVP, pal.
Can I pick myself?
I got news for you. You're fired. Forget your whole gift card thing. We'll be back 6:39 to go here in the 4th quarter. Main Street Coffee in the house.
Main Street Coffee!
So we always put yours up a little higher, Kev, because you speak a little softer and sweeter.
Very soft-spoken.
6:39 to go here in the 4th quarter of play. It's a 1-score ball game. The Mavericks will have to score a touchdown and complete a 2-point conversion to tie this thing up, and I think could happen.
Little onside kick, maybe? You think, what are we doing here?
They are, in fact, kicking it deep.
Very deep.
Di Gregorio fields the ball, backing up at his own 5. He is going to stutter step, makes one man miss, gets to the second level, now moving across the 20-yard line and tackled across the 25. The Vikings will take over with 6:29 to go here in the fourth.
Had good coverage there, but he made something out of nothing, Dan. A little shifty. A lot of shifty.
Shout out to our buddy at 280 Watchog Road. You already know, celebrating 35 years in business, the one and only Jimmy Max.
Jimmy.
Proud supporters of the Nobody Cares Sports Network and dang near supporting everything here in this Staten Island community. Everything he does is fantastic. Caught a glimpse of the Met game there last night. Place was a madhouse,
They still got a pool table in that bar?
You know what? It was so crowded in there, I just had a panic attack and left not long after. But I'll check next time.
I won a lot of money on that pool table.
All right, I see. Well, Gumb is going to be to a wide receiver sitting at tailback, rolling on a misdirection, picks up about 3 on the play. That's what we're going to see here from the Vikings on what could be their final offensive drive of the game. Lots and lots of running.
Here's a little advice from the gingerbread man here, Dan. They're going to run, run, run.
Sometimes you want to stop the bleeding if you're more, you know what I mean? Maybe send a little blitz right here and shake up this run package.
Strip the ball.
Look for that turnover.
Defense needs to step it up here.
Let's see what the boys from Bull's Head can come up with. 5:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 6 for the Vikings. Mavs showing blitz. It's a run left side and a good chase down tackle by the defensive end. Coming up to make that tackle. About 2 yards gained on the play. 3rd and 4 here for the Vikings.
Mavs a spell and run. They want to keep it on the ground.
Definitely want to keep it on the ground, and if you're going to pass it, make sure it's a short pass that you can complete.
Clocks are ticking. 5:06, 4-3 running clock here. C's taking their sweet old time.
Under 5 minutes to play here. Fourth quarter of action. 2 wide receivers right on a high step. Carter looking right, throws it. Almost complete. Instead, a risky play call stops the clock with 4:41 to go. Unless the Vikings plan on going for it on 4th down, the Mavericks are going to get a chance here to tie the game.
Definitely kicking away here, Dan.
Oh, baby. We got drama on a Friday night.
Mike Libretta back deep for the Mavs. You think they're going to give him a chance to return the ball here, Dan? They're going to kick it to him, or they're going to kick it away from him? Maybe a little bit out of bounds, go for the roll.
Well, punting's been a bit of a wild card here tonight. 1 good punt, 1 bad punt. Let's see what we get.
Oh, we got another fake.
It's a direct snap to DiGregorio. He's got a first down for the Vikings. Trickery has paid off finally from head coach Tresor Baptiste.
But the boys sleeping there. They did not see that coming.
Me talk about going a little wildcat action, a little direct snap to your senior running back, Tommy DiGregorio, looking to make a statement in what could be his final home game here on the home turf in Huguenot.
There's a little bit of a shocking call there, Dan. You don't see that too much.
Certainly not when you're up by 1 score on your own end of the field.
They're on 30-yard line to boot. It's like a do-or-die situation there, but the man did it, made the call. Success.
So he gets it off for the first down, but he didn't get as much as we thought as he ran out of bounds along the far edge. A 1st and 10 for the Vikings. They come out in a bunch set. Shotgun. The give is to DiGregorio, running right side. Bounces off 1 tackler, still grinding his legs. Picks up about 5 yards on the play.
Some tough yards there, Dan. A lot of pounding out there. Got to keep those legs chopping. That was good for about 5 yards. I'll take it.
Young ones. You got to give a shout out to Kevin. He was like, these 2 guys are with me. Like, how'd you guys get in there? Like, we're working for you. I tell you.
Don't forget, we'll have to add that interview just to prove that we did need them.
Yeah. Well, working out of a gun, they gave us to DiGregorio again. Not much there for him. I don't blame him on just running the clock here. You can see the Mavericks desperately trying to strip the ball, and so far coming up empty. They need a turnover. They need a stop. They cannot afford to let the Vikings get another first down.
12,000 got off cheap.
I think they took his horn away.
I think they did, yeah.
The rest of the fans had enough. What do we got here, Dan? We got third down and 5.
Give us a big 15.
We'll run it again.
How did we lose the game because of you?
Oh, they're passing. Look at this.
Yeah, it's a 3rd and short. They're going to complete it. Slaps away from one tackler. Can't get away from 2nd and 3rd.
Brings up a 4th down.
I thought Casadenti might have jumped that ball there for a second. The ball hung up there just for an extra second. He went for the tackle. Nice tackle for a loss. That's a little dangerous.
Well, they
there.
fake punted it on 4th down last time. Now they've got a 4th and 4 from exactly midfield.
Excellent defense.
Look, Tresor Baptiste could let this run down to the 2-minute warning.
If I was a betting man, Dan, I would say he will.
I don't, again, I exhausted my mathematical skills when I said it was like 1st and 37 before. I've been napping in my brain ever since.
Apparently we don't have a 2-minute warning anymore, Dan.
I think yes, we do. We do. Clock is just a little bit off. Well, there's a 2-minute warning out there.
Let me wake up Bob.
It would appear that they've called it. Bob, did they call timeout on the field? It's not a 2-minute warning? There's no such thing as a 2-minute warning. It's official.
You can learn something new every day.
There you go. There's no 2-minute warning. There's just an official timeout called by C149. We know nothing about anything, but I'll tell you who knows something about something. It's hurricane season, and this is why you got to remember this number. 1-800-WATER damage. That's right. Our friend Cosmo Martelli and crew serving Greater Monmouth County.
Cosmo.
That also includes the tri-state area. No better person to know in a dire time of need than 1-800-WATER damage. What do you do when water gets on the floor? You got to pick it up as quickly as humanly possible. That's why you reach out to our friend. Get 10% off your services. We appreciate you. So we're going to have to give a shout out. We've got sandwiches that have come up to the booth here, Kev.
I think they're from Finelli's.
Finelli's in the house, providing us with 6-foot subs to the Nobody Cares broadcast booth. Supporting local here as that ball is punted by the Vikings. A little bit of a game of chess here from Coach Tresor Baptiste, hoping to pin the Mavericks deep. They'll have to drive what looks to be 35 yards with 1:38 to go here in the 4th quarter of play. Down by 8. Can the comeback happen? Probably not. Nobody cares. Find out after this. Let's go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 1:38 to go. Mavericks looking for Mr. Momentum to change his address. There's a quick pass down the left side and caught close to the 6, but comes up just a bit shy. It's going to be a 2nd and short here for the Mavericks.
All right, they got to work this clock here. Quick pass, got out of bounds. Mr. Jones.
Mark D. Cristoforo out of St. Peter's tuned in, says not a 2-minute warning. He let the play clock get down to 1 and called timeout. Thank you to somebody who knows what's going on out there. Certainly not me. Zay out of a gun, moving up in the pocket, decides to keep it, gets the first down marker, and slides across the 36-yard line. Timeout called on the field by the Mavericks. So we got Finelli's in the booth. Big shout out, setting up sandwiches. Yeah, I guess that's because we were talking all that smack about the burgers. We're thankful for the burgers. It's not what we weren't. But we got to give a shout out to Finelli's now for sending up what looks like 6-foot heroes.
Got little chicken cutlets over there, Dan, just like your mama used to make.
Yeah, we got to think about who could be our Buy-A-Bar game MVP. Could be anybody right now. What, you got a roster there? I just throw a dart at the board, see what it lands on. Who's going to get mad, you know?
The long snapper.
Samsonite. That was way off. Ladies and gentlemen, you want Friday night drama? You got it. Under the lights, no better theater than this. Zay working out of a gun. 1st and 10. 5 wide receivers. He slips! Slips!
No time to throw.
There must be a sniper out there. My man just slipped right over the 28-yard line. He's tackled by seemingly nobody.
Big John Munson, number 5'4".
Came up with a huge sack. Puts Zay to the turf. Brings up a 2nd and 20 now. Officially 1 minute to go. Zay under pressure.
Johnny the red blindside.
And Zay is still down, slow to get up. A massive sack from the Viking D.
Like a man-child.
My goodness. I mean, you talk about hitting that hit stick. My goodness. Well, that's going to bring up a 3rd in eternity for the Mavericks. Both of these teams overall sitting at 3-2. Something's got to give, Kev. The Vikings just 49 seconds away from sealing a victory, what could be their final home game of the season.
Defense is definitely stepping it up here.
Well, you know what they say, Kev. Defense wins championships.
Now's the time to make some noise, Vikings! Let's go! Let them know you're here!
So I thought there was a 4-minute warning. Now Brian Neville at Upsonville High School roasting me as well, saying, awesome, you don't know rules. There's no 2-minute warning. That's now 2 high school football coaches. It's just safe to say that all coaches are watching. Yes, I understand I'm terrible at my job.
This ain't Little League football game. He's got the snap. Tommy Zay on the run. Not much going on.
Zay is sacked! 3 sacks in a row for the Viking defense!
Got Marco DeMonte and Dario Perez. Also putting the name on the sack board tonight.
I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about this defense stepping up in a large way, and they have done it as they've come towards the finish line of this ball game. Stomping out the Mavs with an exclamation point. Gambo of the Curtis Warriors also tuning into the broadcast, saying yes, no 2-minute warning, so thank you to him as well.
New rule just this year?
No, I know the whole 4-minute warning thing. The problem is that they made a 2-minute warning in college football. And it completely destroyed my knowledge of not only that, but everything on earth, apparently. So
National Football League as well.
yeah, just everything. Send your hate mail to the Commodore in Florida. Who's got nothing to do? Go read it.
Go find your boat.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on a picturesque setting sun, that could be the hopes of the Mavs playoffs. Zay under pressure, moving up. He launches one left side.
Oh, it's picked off.
Nearly picked off.
Got it to the ground. Matthew Fuentes.
Knocked away. The Vikings come up with a huge stop. And now, for the first time all night, their student section comes to life.
Out there.
Coaches starting to make their way, probably up top here at the clubhouse, all fired up. The Vikings coming away with no doubt an underdog victory. Finding a reason to believe, like the Anthony Vivaro Foundation, a proud supporter of the network. And I'm telling you right now, man, What a complete game from the Vikings, offensive and defensively tonight. For the Mavericks, hard time protecting their quarterback. My goodness, all games, they just not much there. And at the end, one-on-one, nearly coming up with a miraculous catch.
Let me tell you something. St. Joseph by the Sea had a hell of a game, Dan. They really stepped it up here tonight because the Mavs are no joke. This was a battle on the field, 14-6 to tell the story of the game. Moore was able to punch it in one time. C was able to punch it in twice.
You got to think about who's going to be your player of the game, Kev.
And that's the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it.
But there was 30 seconds left on the clock, man.
I'll tell you what, these referees seem like they got a place to be. I'm sure it's...
Bob. Bob's got a bridge to get over. Listen, it was a pleasure, Bob. I'll see you at Chadwick's, 3rd Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, the clock dwindles to a close here. Come on, Cinderella, we got to get you ready for the ball. The Sea Vikings come up with an upset victory on their home turf, defeating the Moore Mavs by a score of 14-6 in front of what was a capacity crowd. Danny Chanod from Nobody Cares Sports Network doing play-by-play. Kevin Gumb, color commentary. Listen, we're going to go with our player of the game right now. And for me, I think it's an easy pick. I got to go with the man, sophomore quarterback for this C roster. Threw for 1 touchdown, ran another one in. Those were the 2 touchdowns put on the board today for the Vikings. Christian Carter, how are you, brother?
What a hell of a game, that Christian Carter. Let me tell you, you win, you love your quarterback. You lose, you want to hang your quarterback.
Yeah, it's a two-way street, Calvin. Today, he is 100% the bona fide stud of this offense.
Now, was he always a St. Joseph by the Sea student? Because I don't remember that name coming up before Carter.
I think he's out of Tottenville, Kev.
I think you're right.
I'll tell you what, so sometimes that, ain't it funny how that works out? Yes, it is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to
sign off for the night.
We're going to sign off for the night. Christian Carter is our game MVP provided by the Bio Bar. Oh, baby. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, tune in. We're at St. Peter's High School.
Let's go, baby.
They're hosting the Farrell Lions. Rivalry week continues. Main Street Coffee of the House. Support local sports. 14-6. Vikings over the Mavs. Nobody cares.
Good night.